Greetings, good people. This is the coach coming to you, H. Cortez from Thornton Online Marketing here in St. Louis, Missouri. I want to shoot this quick video about how to not run from the learning curve. There's a learning curve with everything. So I'm going to turn the camera around because this weekend I poured some more of the concrete for my son's basketball court in the backyard. And as I did that, I realized something. So I'm going to turn the camera around real quick, and hopefully I can give you a good pan view so you can have a reference to what I'm talking about. So let me turn the video around, and what you're going to see is you're going to see 6 different squares of concrete, because I poured the concrete in roughly 8 by 8 squares. But there's 6 different squares out here. So let me turn the camera around, and hopefully I'm showing you a good view of all 6 squares, because basically what I want you to understand is if you take a look at the square that is dead center but closest to the fence back there, that square took us nearly a whole day to complete. All right, and the reason that's important because I'm talking about a learning curve. Now the square directly in front of that one took about 4 hours to complete, but guess what? All the other 4 squares we completed in less than an hour. And the reason being is because we had to go through a learning curve initially, because I'm not a professional concrete man. So for you professionals out there looking at my shoddy work, I understand I'm not a professional, but you know, just something I need to do for my boys, just so they can have a hoop back here and they can, you know, practice their shooting and their layups and that kind of thing. So the first square, it took nearly a whole day to complete. The second square that we completed, which we did yesterday, took about 4 hours to complete. And then the last 4 squares, guys, literally took roughly about 1 hour per square. And the reason is we had to go through a learning curve. And what I learned from laying the first square is that we mixed all the concrete by hand. All right, so it took us nearly a whole day to get that done. The second square, we rented a machine that mixes 2 80-pound bags of concrete at once, and it took us 4 hours to do that square, because it took us a little while to learn how to work the machine efficiently. All right, we were working it effectively because we got the results that we wanted, but it took us a while to learn how to work it efficiently. So by the time we finished up that second square, man, we had it down packed and we were rolling. So when we did square number square number 3 and number 4, I mean, it literally, we started at 10 o'clock last night and we were done right at midnight. So we did those 2 squares in an hour apiece, and we did the same thing today on square number 5 and square number 6, because we had to go through that learning curve, guys. So guess what? What I'm trying to get across in this video is that don't be afraid of the learning curve. Go through it, get it out the way, adapt, change, adjust. And if you've seen some of my other videos, I'll reference the one, or put a link to the one that I did a couple last week maybe, and it was titled Ready, Fire, Aim. All right, because when I started this project, I was a little apprehensive about pouring the concrete, but you know what? I got to a point where I started in the spring, and here it is almost fall. Well, it is fall because it's September 22nd, so now it's fall. But I was apprehensive and I didn't want to pull the trigger. But guess what? If I would have got this thing rolling, and if I would have poured that first 8 by 8 slab and I got ready, I made the decision, if I would have fired and just poured that 8-foot slab back then, I would have made the adjustments and known what I needed to do, and we could have had this thing done a long time ago. So don't run from the learning curve. Just like in online marketing, multi-level marketing, MLMs, direct sales, all these home-based businesses out there that we're partaking in, a lot of us want the success without going through the learning curve. It doesn't work that way. You have to go through that learning curve, and that's what sets you up for success. Because like I said, it took us almost a full day to do 1 square. It took us 4 hours to do the second square, and then every square after that, we got it down to an hour per square. So guys, That's how the momentum will roll in your business. It may take you a while to generate your first lead, but it won't take you as long to generate your second lead as it took you to generate your first lead. It may take you a while to get your first sale, but it rarely takes the same amount of time from you to get your first sale to getting your second sale. That's why they say most successful people, if you hear interviews of the successful people, they always say that my first millionaire, it took me the longest to earn my first million, but my second million was easy, and every million after that was easy. Because they had gone through a learning curve that it took for them to get the knowledge that it takes to become successful. See, I had to go through that struggle before I realized the value in the cost of renting the machine. Because I knew the machine was available when I poured the first slab. But it wasn't until I went through all the labor that it took to pour the first slab, mixing that concrete by hand, I said, no way. I would rather spend the $40 for the whole day for that machine and get 4 or 5 times as much work done in one day as I could with the machine as I could in 2 or 3 days, mixing by hand. So guys, the learning curve, don't be afraid to go through it. Everybody has to go through it, even those gurus, even the successful people, even maybe your mentor who you're watching. Everybody goes through it. Nobody starts out in this thing and go from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, like some of your dream cars will. But you have to go through that learning curve and learn everything that you need to know, and then you become more efficient. And by becoming more efficient, you become more effective. And when you're more effective, you make more money. So just wanted to share that quick video with you guys. I'm trying to get this thing done before it gets cold. So I've got about, another, let's see, that's 8. Yeah, I've got about another 6 or 7 squares to pour before it gets too cold outside to be pouring concrete. So, but the good thing is, I know that those 6 and 7 squares, I know now they take me less than an hour per square because I went through the learning curve. So go through the learning curve, learn what you need to do to have success in your business, and then take massive action and do those steps. Do them on a massive scale, because that's the key to success in anything. It's not marketing one time. It's not writing one blog or one article. It's when you do that stuff on a massive scale is when you have success. So go through the learning curve, suck it up, get it done. If you want to learn more about me and the Prosperity Team and what I'm doing to make money online, click the link below. Subscribe to this channel, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video. I'm H. Cortez, also known as the Coach. I'm out. Peace.